Hey guys, welcome back. Today I would like to talk about the new Nintendo Switch, and this is pretty much just my own opinion. So um, take it for a grain of salt. I've only played this for around. I got it on the second day of the launch date. Here in New Zealand, it's a bit more expensive. It's around 380 dollars US, I think. So it was actually really easy to go into a store and then ask for a Nintendo Switch and pick it up. I heard that it's actually really difficult to get everywhere else. So I got it on the second day, and the reason why I got one was because I really wanted to try the HD Rumble feature in the Switch. I am I myself I am more of a PlayStation person now, but I did grow up with Nintendo with all the old Nintendo stuff and all that. So I really like the Game Boy Advance and of course the new 3DS. I think what really killed it for me was probably the Nintendo Wii, where it wasn't too, how do you say it? It was too casual, and for me, I personally didn't really appreciate it. So this time I still got the Nintendo Switch. The console itself is actually pretty cool. It's a lot. I have to say I didn't read too much about it. I only started reading the review from the critics probably around a week before of its actual launch. So when I managed to open it, I found out that the controller was a lot smaller than I had expected. Um, yeah, other than that, let me just take it out. So one thing that really kind of made me disappointed was that big click sound that everybody keeps talking about. It's really not that not that apparent in this final version. So the thing that really put my made me want to get one was actually the Joy Cons. And after holding the Joy Con, I have to say that the design is really well done. Um, Nintendo has done a really good job. I haven't encountered that bug, the syncing problem that some people have reported, so I can't comment on too much of that. The the clicking is actually really cool on the analog stick. Some people they say that it's not really designed for big hands and all that, but I actually didn't find it too much of a problem. I guess because I did play a bit of Wii um, back in the day, so it was actually quite easy for me. I haven't actually tried using the grip, so I actually don't know. So the left Joy-Con, it's pretty much all your control standard. You have your Z, your R button, oh sorry, L button, and then the ZL, and then you have the minus button up here, which is pretty much for, it's like the start for if you are using it like that. You have your other four buttons here. Some people say that yeah, I can see that it is kind of a bummer that there is no traditional joystick. However, I guess I'm a bit more used to the PlayStation anyway, so having this as my normal digital joystick is actually quite fine as well. The inside button, the S, L, and the SR, is only used if you are using horizontal mode. When you are using the vertical mode, pressing it shouldn't do anything. And then you have a little sync button there. The left one, oh sorry, the right one. Ugh, yeah, pretty much is the same, except there is a home button on this side, where on the left one is a share button. There is a little IR sensor up here, but of course no game really use it. And pretty much it's the same, basically. This unit itself, in my opinion, is pretty well done. Oh, I can almost see myself there. So let me just take the reflection out. It's pretty much just like a tablet, a bigger, thicker tablet. The kickstand, I can see that a lot of people were saying that it's actually not really well done. It is actually really flimsy, and the SD card goes in there. What I guess kind of annoyed me is one thing that I don't like is probably this part. Um, I don't like these kind of mechanism where you open up and then you put the game card in. So after long use, it's probably going to break in the long run. So that is kind of a bummer. I think, yeah, actually, I just don't like that. Power button, plus and volume up, volume down, and the microphone stand. So first, I would like to let me just switch off the lights, and then so we don't get that much glare. All right, so let's try the game out. So let me just sync on, and then you have to log on to that. Cool. So in my opinion, the UI design isn't that bad. However, it does what I do think that they should have done is probably do a bit more theme. So if you really look at it, there's all touchscreen, by the way. If you actually go into like all this actually looks more like an Android phone. So in my opinion, I think at the moment there's only the white and the black theme. So I do think that probably later on they should probably have more colorful themes and all that. So it feels a bit unrushed. It feels a bit rushed in my opinion. But let's go back to the game. Zelda is probably the game that everybody is really talking about. It is quite fun, I have to say. The last game I played was, I think, Skyward Sword, and I really disliked that game. So let me just put it down a bit so we can actually start looking at. Right, sorry, just had to move the things. So I'm only in the first few hours of the game, so the control is really good. However, you can actually see some frame rate drops, and it is kind of a bummer because this to be honest, Zelda does not look like a next gen game. It is a really colorful game that you'll be playing, but it does not show the power of the Switch. And to be honest, if it is struggling a bit, then the future games might be a bit more awkward. There is actually a little NFC chip there, so that is actually pretty cool. So let's actually try it out. Oh, whoops. So see, you can actually, a little NFC chip is there, so touch it. So I just grab Timmy and Tommy. All the things should work, every single amiibo should work, but ones that would come with Zelda ones actually have a bit other better things on. So there's just meat that we just get. Combat in this game is actually pretty good, but today I won't be really talking about the game. What I really want to talk about is the console itself. Is the console really worth getting? In my opinion, to be honest, the console itself costs a bit too much. The asking price for the console is way too much for anybody just to rock up and buy. If the console was like maybe $100, oh well, let's not go there. Probably even 50, like 240 US or something like that, and it came with 1-2 Switch. I would say that yeah, it's definitely a good thing to pick up. I don't really look at the Switch as a home console. It feels more like a better handheld, sort of like the Game Boy Advance 2 or something. That's what I call it in the store. That's why I tell everybody that my opinion on this is. As a console, I would say for the price, might as well just get a PlayStation, to be honest. If you never owned a console before, if you want an experience at home or something, getting either the Xbox or the PlayStation will probably sit you, like it will allow you to play a lot more games. The Nintendo Switch does do what it does best. Like when you're docking into the TV, it does seamlessly jump onto the TV screen, which is pretty cool. However, in my opinion, it's the games that matter. So far, we've played 1-2 Switch, had a bit of Bomberman going on. Bomberman is actually really good. It's always been a awesome game multiplayer, and I have to say on the Switch, it's really good. Snipperclips, or whatever that's called, the one with the tube paper and all that is actually really fun as well. I'm just waiting for my bundle from Amazon and all that. And of course, everybody's asking about Zelda, and yeah, Zelda is just Zelda, basically. Nintendo do make great games. However, I do think that the Switch itself, if you are really, like, it doesn't really warrant a day one purchase. The lineups do look pretty weak, and Skyrim doesn't mean everything. And that's my opinion. I would honestly suggest everybody to wait for another half a year or so for the console to mature a bit. Probably get bundled with a few games or something like that, because I know that it's going to slow down. A lot of the first day purchases are from the Nintendo fans, but No, not saying that you guys are bad or anything. Kudos to everybody. Everybody's a gamer. But other than that, I do wish that the Nintendo Switch succeeds. But for me, I guess I would prefer to see a more powerful system that could probably run some of the newer games. Games like Resident Evil 7, and as much as I dislike Final Fantasy 15, if I could see it on the Switch or something, it's pretty much just to show the power of the console. It's not so that I can play the best games on it, but it does show that the future potential of some games that can be ported onto the Switch. I think that's something to look forward to. I do again. If you are a Nintendo fan, I would assume that you will always buy the Switch just for Nintendo games. But today, for me, I would rather have a lot of other games. I pretty much skipped the whole Wii U era because, and it's a bummer because I grew up with Nintendo, and yeah, that's my opinion. So today, this is my probably 5 day worth of playing with the Switch, and this is my honest opinion. It is a really cool little handheld, but I think the asking price is definitely way too much. The peripherals are extremely expensive that I personally don't like as well. And yep, I pretty much won't really buy a lot of things until maybe more games come out. Sorry, let me just. Yeah, until maybe more games come out. And yeah, but so if you ever see me online, play some Mario Kart with me. And thanks for watching and see you guys soon. Take it easy.